Now, over the past few days, a number of people have been killed and wounded in parts of Cape Town. This includes a 2-year-old boy who was shot dead when a gang opened fire in Belhar yesterday. There are renewed calls for additional resources to stop the continued bloodshed in the city. For more on this, I'm joined by Ganief, Hendricks, president of the Jama-ah party. Very good morning to you. Thank you so much for joining us. It sounds like a horrible, horrible incident occurring there in Cape Town. What exactly is happening?
Yeah, look, it is quite serious, and this has happened since CODESA negotiations, and we had a new dispensation. The problem is that there was an agreement that existing operatives in intelligence and police will not lose their jobs. So they were integrated with former APLA and MK and Kibla operatives to run, for example, the police force, and later on also the Metro Police. And we find that these operatives from the apartheid regime and from those from the liberation movement could not see eye to eye. So that's why we find that we have the situation on the Cape Flats, which is endemic of the times. As you know, during apartheid, it was a strategy of the apartheid government to make sure that the Christian community in the Cape Flats are involved in gangsterism, are involved in drugs, and the operatives of the apartheid regime benefit from that, and they're still benefiting from it today. So that is a problem we have. So we need a socio-economic solution to the socio-economic conditions on the Cape Flats, which is
we found a faster route that saves 6 minutes.
Leading to the problems that we have today. So Dala Umar, when he was Minister of Justice, had some very good solutions. For example, he wanted to declare everyone who's a gangster and anyone who had any tattoos that they are not a member of a gang, and even looked at commissioning 2 or 3 warships to accommodate all the people that would be arrested. So we need such drastic measures. But I feel that the first step is a socio-economic solution. I've spoken to the Minister of Social Welfare about it. She's very keen that we see how we can create jobs, how we can create opportunities for young people not to engage into gangsterism and drugs. 70% of those involved in gangsterism and drugs, in my view, are all under 16. And that is a very serious problem because it means that the community, especially on the Cape Flats, will be sitting with this problem for decades to come. The Minister of Police needs more investigators. He needs more prosecutors to attend to the crime on the Cape Flats. And that's why last month I voted against the budget of Treasury. I normally support, against it as a sign of protest because they underfund gators. And I am putting a case that in the next budget in March, there should be a separate line item for prosecutors and investigators. So along with the socio-economic response, there should be a vigorous attention given to crimes being investigated and prosecutions taking place and people being jailed. And maybe it is time now to get those 2 warships. So because our prisons are overpopulated and they can be accommodated at sea.
And as you and I speak, I mean, you mentioned that the solution would definitely be looking at the socio-economic aspect. But as we speak, is the bloodshed continuing? Are more and more people getting killed? And what are the contingency measures or perhaps supportive additional resources that have been roped in to stop the shooting because lives are being lost?
Yeah, look, unfortunately, only going to get worse, especially over the New Year period, where criminal activity increases 10. So if you're worried about 2 or 3 or 4 children that has been killed over the last few days, children and women killed in Crosshair, and unfortunately some of them are even involved in gangsterism, and we having, we used to frown upon child. We now have gang soldiers on the Cape Flat. And the Minister of Police out of his depth. Minister of Justice out of his depth. They don't make the cut. They can govern on behalf of the Africa. So unfortunately, our president doesn't rule the whole country, only rules part of the country, because the Cape Flats in some areas in Johannesburg and even in KZN are ruled.
Okay, we're going to have to leave it there for now.
wars.
And let me thank you, Ganief Hendricks, president of the Jama-ah party, speaking to us there about some of the really frightening and shocking revelations as bloodshed continues in the city of Cape Town, and speaking to some long-term solutions and also painting a picture of the history that comes with the continuation of bloodshed and gunfire and in the streets of Cape Town. Of course, an issue that really needs a longer-term solution.